Hi everyone, Kelly Harsh here with Brittni, and we're going to present to you Intro to Barre. This is a great class for those of you who have never done barre before and you want to learn the different exercises that we'll do at the barre, as well as those who have been doing barre and want to get back to focusing on technique. So we're going to start with a little warm-up. We'll go into 6 standing tracks, and you don't need anything except possibly a chair or wall nearby for balance. Let's get started with a warm-up. Okay, let's get started with a warm-up here. We're gonna keep the warm-up nice and basic and just start with little heel raises, pop that knee, and just start to warm up through the feet and through the ankles. And let's do 8, 7, 6, 5. After 4, we're gonna go into alternating knee lifts. So let's pull right and left, lift. Just nice basic knee lifts. And another set of 8, and 7, and 6, 5, just like you're marching here. All right, let's take one knee up and hold it up, balance. Now we want to take that leg back and find a lunge position. All right, so line it up so that your front foot is facing straight ahead. You're not turning in or out. Your knee is right over the heel and your back knee is bent. And we're gonna lunge down and up, lunge and lift. All the exercises done in the warm-up are to warm you up for all your standing vertical training so that you're warmed up through the hips, through the knees, even through the feet. Now we're going to go from your lunge to a knee lift. So lunge, lift, lunge, lift. Doing this incorporates balance and stability, another big part of a barre class. Let's do 4 more and lift, and 3, lift, 2, and then 1 more. We're gonna go back into that lunge and take your heel down. So since in a barre class we do a lot of heel lifts, we're up on the toes a lot, which is always optional, you don't have to do that, but our calves tend to get tight. You feel that tightness when you go into squats. So we wanna make sure that we get a good calf stretch and also a good hip flexor stretch. And then we also wanna stretch out those hamstrings, and by keeping your hips nice and level or square, you may also feel that up into your back or into your hip a little bit. All right, let's just hold that just a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and return to standing and knee lift, starting with the other leg. So lift. Doing okay back there, Brittni? All right, let's do a couple more knees. Up, 2, 3, and last 4. All right, we're going to take one leg up, so make sure this is the other knee. And then take it back behind you and hold your lunge. Let's line it up. So in this class, we want to focus on how we set up for each exercise. Now we're going to lunge and come up. Lunge down and lift. Down and lift. Initiating the lunge from the back leg, okay? Avoid lunging forward into that front knee, but straight down and up. All right, now we're going to lunge and add a knee lift. So lunge, lift, lunge, lift, lunge, lift. Feel that balance. Don't be afraid to put your hand to a wall or on a chair if you have one nearby. 2 more. And then let's go back into that lunge and hold it. Take your back heel down. Let's get those calves stretched out. Heel down and lean into it with that back hip, making sure that you feel that nice stretch there through the calves. Now, keeping your hips level, we're going to extend the front leg, lengthen out the spine, and stretch through the hamstrings. Again, pull up through the front of the thigh, keeping the hips level, and getting that nice stretch through the hamstrings. And then let's go ahead and raise up and take both legs out in the second position. All right, we want a nice wide stance, and we're gonna plie and lift, lower and lift. And as you plie, focus on moving from the hips, rotating outward, pushing the knees back so that when you look to the right and the left, you see your big toes. We don't want to allow the knees to roll forward. All right, now hold it down, just hold it and feel that stretch. Now with the arms stretched out, we're going to lunge side to side. So lunge, good. So we want to get that nice side to side movement. And again, if you need to adjust your stance, do that. so that you don't have the knees pushing over the toes. Now we're going to go ahead and reach overhead. Start to feel that heart rate pick up. In all of our barre classes, we do a lot of movement so the heart rate can jump up pretty quick. Anytime you need to bring the heart rate down, just keep your arms down and just back off a little bit on your range of motion. Now reach across so you have a little rotation. So we want to work through every plane and make sure that we're getting all movements of the spine. Let's do another set. And then after 4, we're going to pause. So let's bring it all the way over and pause into a little inner thigh stretch. Feel that straight leg lengthening and stretching. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So the straight leg is lengthening and stretching, keeping the spine nice and straight. Hold it there. And then we'll turn to the side so that you're in a runner's stretch. Take your front leg back and then bring both knees down, so that you're in a modified push-up position. We always have plank in our barre classes, so it's important to find the position that suits you. So Brittni has a nice modified plank position with her hips extended. You can also, to take some of the weight out of the upper body, bring your knees right underneath the hips. And then we're going to just bend the arms and straighten, and 3 more, and straighten. Here's 2, and 1. Now, if you want to go into a full plank position, your knees are lifted off the mat, and you also can raise your hips a little bit if that helps. Let's do 4 more push-ups. There's 1, and 2, 3, 4. Now, go ahead and place both knees down if they're not. You're going to stretch back into a child's pose. And then you're going to come on up, take one leg front, and then the other. And then let's go ahead and round your spine and roll it all the way up. Okay. All right, that got you warmed up a little bit. If you need more, take a little time. Otherwise, we're going to go into our first standing sequence, which is going to be squats. All right, you're always going to have squats in every class. We're going to turn and either face your wall or face your chair. Space your legs so that they're just about hip distance apart. All right, if you want to go a little wider, you can. When you start to come down in your squat, you want to start reaching your hips back. Your spine will come forward a little bit, but keep it nice and straight. As much as you can, avoid letting those knees push forward over the toes. And then come back up. So let's do 8 at a full range. We're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5. Feel your feet on the ground. So you don't want to just be on the heels, but the whole foot. Now hold it, and we're just going to raise halfway up, take it all the way down, halfway and all the way down. Make sure that you're not just activating the front of the thighs, but consciously activate the glutes and the hamstrings. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to hold it here, and we're going to pulse 1 set of 8, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it here, and our little shift here, our little add-on is going to be to step side, step in, step side, step in. You're staying in that squat. And we're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come on up. Okay, so that's your basic squat. Key points, make sure your legs are in parallel. You're not letting them roll in and out. In our regular classes, we'll use a ball sometimes to really help with that tracking. And we'll also go through a couple rounds. Now we're gonna work in second position. Okay, so step it out, open the arms, and let's all come down into your plie. Really important, maybe I'll have Brittni come up here, we can look at her alignment. Real important that as she lowers down into her plie, that she's really pushing those thighs back. So you want the knee to track down the third toe. You want to avoid turning the feet out more than you can turn out the femurs. Good. Now we're going to lower down and up. Good. Down and up. The other thing she's doing a really good job of is not letting her hips go back this way. We want to keep the pelvis neutral. unlike in a squat where you allow the hips to go back. So she'll do 4 more at full range. Good job. Brittni's a pro at this, you know. Now she's gonna take it all the way down and just halfway up. All right, so let's just hold those arms out. So low and halfway up, good. And we'll do 4 and 3, here's 2 and 1. Now take it down and hold it and pulse down, up, down, lift, 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 good. She's nice and soft through the neck, through the shoulders. Let's do 1 more set of 8 and keep pressing the thighs back, spread the toes out, 4, 3, 2. Now hold that plie and add alternating heels. And lift right and left. And don't be afraid to change up your stance, especially in second position. Good. So again, when you lift your heel, you want to maintain a nice stable position of the ankles and avoid rolling out. Just 1 more to each side. And then you can stand up and relax. Good. All right. So that's your second position. You'll have that in every class. Now we're gonna get into our L stretch position with leg lifts. So when you set up for this, stretch your arms out. If you're at a wall, bend your arms, hands are on the wall, you've got a 90-degree angle, and then just push back, all right? If you have a chair, place your hands on the chair. You want your feet right underneath the hips, fire the front of the thighs, and you want the spine long. All right, again, you also want to avoid letting your head fall. Okay, so keep the neck long. Now we're gonna just go into straight leg lift, starting with your right leg. So we're gonna lift up 8 times, taking it all the way up and then tapping the floor. And then 4 more, keeping your hips level. And 3, and 2. Now we're going to raise all the way up and only come halfway down. And lift, and lift, lift. And you have 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it there and let's pulse, small pulses, push through the heel. 4, 3, 2, hold. Okay, so when you're in this L position, hold that there, Brittni. Again, you wanna make sure that your hips are level, all right? And you're not letting the hips open. All right, you wanna make sure this leg stays within your body frame. Now, with the bottom leg, she's gonna bend and straighten 8 times. 7, 6, 5, without letting this leg drop. There you go. And 2, and 1. Nice job, come on down. Let's take the other leg up. Here we go, you guys, with no pauses. Let's take that left leg up 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, making sure the neck and the shoulders are soft, and 2, and 1. Now halfway down and all the way up, halfway and all the way. Keep that standing leg energized and lift. How about 4 more? And 3, 2, and 1. Now before we move on, hold it. Keep both legs straight, keep the abs lifted and the spine long, and now we'll pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now bottom leg, bend and bend, push, bend, push. And here's your last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can bring it all the way down. All right, so hopefully you felt some good glute work. At the same time, in all of these, you wanna make sure that you're really keeping those abdominals active, okay? All right, we're gonna go into what I like to call star, where you're at a slight angle. If you don't have something to hold on to, just stand upright, all right? But our goal here is to work our hip abductors. So with a little hand on a chair or a wall, raise your side leg, or raise your leg to the side and all the way down. Basic hip abduction, or I like to call it my side glutes. Lift and lift. Last 2 and 1. Hold it up there. We'll do small pulses here. Keep reaching out of that leg. Keep lifting through the abs. Brittni looks great there. And then we're going to just hold it right here. Our little change is going to be to flex the knee and repeat all of that. So lower down and lift. Lower down and lift. And again, in barre class, we like to hold a ball back here. Really gets a lot of other muscles involved. 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now here's your pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it all the way down. Okay, so you probably felt the other side firing up a little bit. As we set up to do the other side, you may feel fatigued on that side. That was your stabilizing side. So that is why you feel that, because there is a lot of work going on that side. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set it up with a nice straight spine and take your leg and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now you may get through half the repetitions today, or you may do a couple classes where you cut back on the repetitions or the range of motion. That's fine. Everyone's at a different place. All right, let's go ahead and bring the leg up and hold it, then start your pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep it nice and small. All right. Now hold it there. We're gonna flex the knee, but don't let the hip or the thigh go in front of the hip. Keep the hip extended. Now lower down and up and down and lift and lift. Oh, we only have 4 more and we're feeling this now, right? After 2, you're going to hold it up there, hold it, and then let's go into your 8 pulses. Lift. Keep it nice and small and breathe. Breathe with it, and 2 and 1, and then you can come all the way down. All right, we only have 1 more standing posture or standing track that we're going to do. We'll go ahead, I like to come to the other side. You can stand behind your chair, whatever. You do want to be with both hands there to support. You're going to go into your plies. We're going to start with heels together and feet on the ground. So we're just going to do a demi-plie. What I really love about these is the nice stretch and ankle work that you get, okay? So again, I want you to be mindful of your neutral spine. Good. So we're not letting the hips go back. So Brittni, show them what that would look like if they let that happen. Yeah, she has a hard time even faking bad form, doesn't she? So straight down now. There you go. Good. So we want to really focus on that vertical motion. All right, then we're going to hold it down and do small pulses. Now, again, let's take a look. Are the feet turned out too much? You want the rotation to happen from your hips or from your center. So when you look, you see your big toes, the knees aren't rolling forward, okay? So that would look like this. If I'm letting my knees roll in, you want to press back. Okay, now let's go ahead and straighten and hold. Now you're going to lift up and you're going to really tighten up your stance so that you don't have much space between the big toe parts of your feet and your heels are connected. And then flex the knees and hold it here. You want to feel those front 2 corners of your feet, and we're just going to pulse right here. This is another one that we love to have bands or a ball. Really adds a lot of fun, right? A lot of resistance. Okay, so again, keeping that nice posture, pelvis neutral, shoulders relaxed, and nice and easy with your breath. So let's just keep going just for another moment to talk about that posture. We want to watch that we're not looking down. It's real easy to do that. We may need to take a look, but then we want to keep that gaze upward so that we continue to strengthen the spinal muscles and avoid that posture that we want to stay out of, allowing the spine to round forward. Now hold it here. Now we're going to hold this demi-plie. We're going to push the heels together, and then picture those hip joints. You're going to rotate them out and out and out. So if you're not sure what you're doing, really look here at Brittni. She's rotating from the hip joints, staying low in the plie, so not coming up, just pressing out. 2, 3, 4, last 5. Good job. And then hold it there, and then let's all just straighten and lower down. Okay, so we talked about our squat position. You'll always have squats in classes, but the intensity is going to progress from what we did today. Second position, we had first position, we had your L position, along with lunges. star for hip abduction. Those are just a few of the basic movements and positions that you'll have in every barre class that you attend. So if you have done some of our other classes that we put online, great, but stay tuned for more. All the time we're going to be adding different levels and different variations. Thanks for joining.